Hi guys, this is Stever here, and this is my second video on the topic of reputation farming in the new Season 5 of Diablo 4. Previously, we've mentioned why it's worth it to farm reputation and the fact that there are two groups of players in terms of reputation farmers. Those who just want to max it out once, and those who want to max it out multiple times on multiple characters in order to farm a theoretically infinite amount of Resplendent Sparks. Well, this video is for this latter group of tryhards. Here I will try my best to give you a detailed guide on how you can reach max Mother's Gift reputation multiple times with brand new characters over and over again. Generally speaking, our strategy revolves around getting you into the new Infernal Hordes feature as fast as possible because that is by far the best way for reputation farming. Unfortunately, lower word tiers give you much lower amount of reputation, and this is true for the lower tiers of Infernal Hordes too. So for those who want to play odds to max out their reputation as fast as possible, they will have to move all the way up to word tier 4. This guide consists of 3 segments: general tips, leveling, and delete. Let's start with general tips. Here is what I suggest for an optimal plan for your odds to reach max reputation. You should play a class with an excellent AoE build. A great example for that would be a sorcerer with the Chain Lightning build. Make sure to use the Seasonal Blessing to increase the reputation gained. Don't forget to equip a pet before you start, so it can pick up materials for you. If you have any Mythic unique items on your character, give them to this new character. They provide a tremendous amount of power and they can be equipped at level 35. Always use tempering on your gear, it's cheap and very powerful. Aim to reach word tier 4 as fast as possible because that's where the big reputation lies. Now let's move on to leveling. At the beginning, you have to do the first part of the seasonal questline. Don't worry, you won't have to do long quest chains if you already unlock the Infernal Hordes mode. But you do have to finish the first part of the quest chain up to the point where the reputation vendor moves to Zobrinset. In Word Tier 2, farm the Hell Tides, do your class quest, and do the capstone dungeon at around level 35. In Word Tier 3, farm Hell Tides, and when you find a compass to the Infernal Hordes, do them, and then continue with the Hell Tide. Once you reach a high enough level to do the next capstone dungeon, then do it. This should be around level 50. When you are in Word Tier 4, I suggest getting into Nightmare dungeons until you get your glyphs. You don't necessarily have to level them, just loot and use them in your Paragon boards. You get compasses for the Infernal Hordes, prioritize those once your character is powerful enough. After that, continue running Nightmare dungeons for regular XP and Glyph XP, making your character stronger, and when you get a compass from the Nightmare dungeons, use it and do runs to the Infernal Hordes until you run out of compasses. Then continue leveling up and leveling your glyphs in the Nightmare dungeons and use all compasses you get to enter the Infernal Hordes. This way, you alternate between the Infernal Hordes and the Nightmare dungeons, you'll become stronger and you'll get a ridiculous amount of reputation from the Infernal Hordes. Do this all the way until you max out the reputation and, congratulations, you're 1 spark closer to your dream Mythic unique. The last part of the guide is delete. If you don't plan to use your character, you can delete it and start a new one for more sparks. Or you can just keep the character. If you decide to delete the character, then try to save the best items from it so that your next character can use it and have an easier time and faster time leveling. And this is not only true for the late game items, but for items you got for the early game too. This way, your next character will always be stronger and faster than the previous one. I didn't mention it yet, but if you value efficiency above everything, you should use the same class and same spec for every single one of your alts that you plan to delete. This makes the grind more boring, but it does also make it faster because of your previous experience with the build and also the gear the previous alt has accumulated for the next time. And that's it. These were my suggestions for those who are crazy enough to try this rep farm for infinite Resplendent Sparks. Do you have anything else to add? If so, feel free to write in the comments and see you next time. Thanks.